Can you do that again?
Do that again?
Yeah. Sorry.
Next is stuffing and crumbing.
Love it.
It's the best part.
Let's do it. All right, welcome back to another show, Bad Cravings, and I'm back with Zach.
It's me.
So what are we making?
Today we are following something that I wrote in my brand new cookbook, so I'm not going to be directing us.
Plug the book. Here's the cookbook.
This guy is. So this is Vegan Junk Food by Zachary Bird. That's me. This is my brand new cookbook. It's going to be in bookstores in September, but you can order it from my website right now and I'll give it to you early.
How much is it?
It is $39.99.
Really?
Or whatever that translates to. Haven't seen an order from you yet. We'll talk about that when they come.
I just want to show this, where is it? This picture. Here it is. This is my favourite picture of Zach.
If you are lucky, today we'll end covered up in mustard and tomato sauce.
Alright, so we are going to do what out of your awesome book?
We're going to make jalapeno poppers. Now, jalapeno poppers used to be like my favourite food on the planet.
Yes.
Lord of the Fries here in Melbourne used to sell them, and they took them off the menu.
Why?
About 5 years. I've been sending aggressive emails trying to find out. I cried the day I found out that they didn't have jalapeno poppers anymore. So I've given you the ability to make them at home instead. Okay, so we're making jalapeno poppers and they're going to be as happy as that little cutie right there.
Yes.
So we're starting off with 6 jalapenos. Count them.
6. Okay, but we've got more than 6 here.
So, do you remember those little like individual cereal packets?
Yes.
And then you open them like that to eat in it? We're going to do that to these. So,
all right.
To prepare your jalapeno, we're going to be blanching these first and removing the chilies. So you get a little knife, and we want to make a little T section. So we just cut across just here, where the cap is, and then I bring my knife all the way to the bottom.
Okay.
And so what we're doing is creating a way of getting these seeds out without ruining the intactness of the whole chili. So I'm going to get you a bowl to put the chili in.
Okay, I think I might need to put my glasses on.
Perhaps I should use the sharp knife. I will cut. Why don't you scrape the jalapeno seeds out? So basically, I don't know how to do that on camera. If it breaks up a bit, we're going to glue it all back together real shortly. But I'm just using a little teaspoon to get that chili out.
Right. Okay.
So I can trust you with that.
Yep.
We will switcheroo.
Yep. I just did that one.
Oh, okay, great. So yep, we just continue this for all of our jalapenos. I like to put some of my seeds back into the chili mix.
I was going to say, why do you take the seeds out? Yeah.
Well, if you do a whole jalapeno, then you can't kind of eat a bowl of them. Do you know what I mean? If I make 6 jalapeno poppers for myself and I leave all the chilies in, I'm going to cap out at 2. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really trying to give myself the best shot at being able to eat an entire bowl of these by myself.
Right, gotcha.
Which is the goal. I didn't tell you. I'm not sharing this with you when we're done. Sorry.
Well, we'll see about that.
Have you had a jalapeno popper in your life?
I've had the Lord of the Fries ones.
Oh, so you were a fan.
Oh,
They weren't actually made from jalapenos. They were like chili poppers.
Oh, really?
But they were super spicy.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why they...
Just cough right into the food we'll be eating. Preferably. We have this one. Can we see this on camera? This is Hans's attempt at clearing all the chilies out. This is going to be the one that she eats at the end because that is... did you put more chili seeds in there than we started with?
This is not easy trying to do it without breaking it.
Yeah, well,
what have you done, taking the whole thing
isn't
out?
a breezy job. It's a fun one, but it's hard.
This is not easy. Is that better?
That's slightly better. Here's the thing. We're going to be putting these into boiling water. So if there is something like this with some loose seeds, that boiling water is going to rinse them out anyway. Just getting the membrane and all those white bits out.
Right.
The thing is, if in your scooping, you're breaking apart this like... So, we're going to be filling this with some cream cheese and that's going to help us glue everything back together. So there is a room...
Which is what I'm trying to not do, is break it apart.
And you're doing great. For the most part, these are all not broken apart. We have 5, we're looking for 6. And then we're going to be putting these into some hot water for 3 minutes to blanch them. And that's just so when we deep fry them, they don't have that raw capsicum sort of bite.
Right.
And they're all nice and soft and ready to go. So we've got all 6. Scoop them up. We're going to put these in some hot water now. Everyone shut up! She's not here yet. All 6 jalapenos, and we're just going to pop these in the water, and they're going to sit there for 3 minutes. Once these are fully fried, we're going to put them under running cold water or into a bath of cold water, and that's just going to help the cooking process stop so we can control them completely. While that's boiling, we get our oil hot, so if you want to put this somewhere and get me a pot, I can put some oil in it.
That's got oil.
Is this meant to be our frying oil? We're deep frying today. We're going to be using all of this. Can I just... This is what Hans would like to... That looks like you deep fried in it 50 times, and this is what's left.
I like to reuse oil. It's not waste.
You can reuse it, but reuse enough of it. I want you to watch closely.
Okay.
See how I've upended that? We're getting a lot closer. Because we're going to put all 6 in, and we want to give them room. It's like boiling.
Right.
We want room for them to move around.
I'll turn this on.
If I could have a bit of heat.
Yep.
Now that we've got our jalapenos nice and hot, we're going to put these under some cold running water to stop the cooking process.
Right.
So keep your eye on that. I'll show you in a little bit how to find out if it's hot enough, but let's make the rest of our jalapeno poppers.
Got it.
In my book, you can also just make the cream cheese yourself out of cashews and some other quirky things like coconut yogurt.
Right.
And that's only if you can't find the cream cheese, and you can find coconut yogurt at your local store.
Yeah.
Then I've got you.
Right.
So you're gonna add some jalapenos to your... When I write a recipe, I put a quarter of the chili that I think should go in when I write it for other people. So you pick the jalapeno chili volume.
Okay, well,
I will screw you over if we don't.
You're making me nervous.
That's really cool.
Is it? Oh, shit.
There you go. That's looking sexy.
Sexy.
Yes.
Okay.
Next is stuffing and crumbing.
Love it.
The best part.
Do it.
So,
okay.
Stuffing's pretty straightforward. You use that spoon, shove it in.
Okay.
Might be a little bit.
Too much?
Oh no, more. Because it'll squeeze out and then you can get rid of it. So as we said, that glue, when I close it, is going to adhere everything together, making sure not to get too much on the outside. And then you can use that spoon just to scrape off any excess.
Oh, okay, hang on.
So you're not wasting any and you're getting the maximum amount of stuffing in that jalapeno. Beautiful. There. You want to try and close it up as much as possible, and that's going to help the filling stay in when we fry. The reason that we did the T-zone earlier is this means that once the whole thing's fried, you can hold your jalapeno popper by its little stem and just eat the
unless
whole thing.
Of course you do what I did and break the top off.
That's your one, so you can talk us through how that goes when it's done. So which one's the one that you screwed up?
Just fix something.
Just to bring it up. So we're going to use the glue tip to try and attach that back on.
Right, okay. Okay.
How did we go with guesstimating our filling? I think we did pretty good.
Yes.
So while she does that, I'm going to show you what a crumbing station looks like. This is something that everyone should just get comfortable with because it really opens up what you can cook at home for yourself. We need 3 bowls. Un, deux, and... Did you say 3 in French? Trois.
Okay, I've glued that back together.
Oh, you did it!
Yeah.
I just want to know which one so I can be mentally prepared for it when it gets in there.
I'm sure it'll pop off when...
So,
right, next.
For our crumbing station, we have 3 sections. We have our flouring, so we're just going to add just a dash of flour. The measurements are in here, but I'm pretty comfortable with how to make this recipe, seeing as I wrote how to make this recipe.
And he just read it again before we started shooting.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So always add some salt and pepper, pretty much any layer that you can, especially the flour. That's why it's called seasoned flour, just because we're making sure there's a little bit of flavour in every part of this recipe.
Yep.
So I'm just going to get a fork to mix that up. That is very natural looking, the way that you're doing that. Now, I often like to do these when I have longer jalapenos in a tall glass, because you can dip the whole thing in. But today we've got what we've got.
Okay, yep.
So we're going to pop the soy milk into our bowl, and we're going to add up to 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or vinegar.
Okay.
And that's going to make buttermilk. This is your new foundation for every recipe at home.
See, I have been wondering about that because I like to crumb like tofu and stuff like that, and I thought, right.
Aquafaba works really well. This is actually a more surefire way of making sure whatever you need is going to cling onto your food.
Right.
So I love a buttermilk because it's 2 ingredient. Even if you're using normal...
Just squeeze some in.
Yeah, go for it. If you're using normal, this is how a lot of people make a quick buttermilk as well. It's just curdling that milk with an acid. So today we're using some lemon juice, and you'll see it thicken up really quickly.
Is that enough?
In our 3rd bowl, a little bit more. We wanted about a tablespoon for that amount. We're going to put our panko breadcrumbs. Now, I don't know if you've bought breadcrumbs recently. Have you ever read the back of a packet of breadcrumbs, Hans?
Why?
Are you not reading the back of
Yes, I do, but
There is like so much DNA in a packet of breadcrumbs. There's like fish. There's fish,
I have
egg,
the all
milk.
grain one. All grains are over.
If you check, there are some nice ones, but cheap breadcrumbs are like,
Oh.
it's like a morgue in there. Just all kinds of different like disgusting non-vegan things. So have a look out at your breadcrumbs to make sure they're pure and made of actual bread and not swept up off a
I like
factory
to
floor.
sometimes make my own as well. Just toast up some toast and then...
Oh, you can make breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Also, that's an option.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yep.
I'm going to assume this is nooch that I see in your kitchen.
Yes.
Good girl. I'm going to put a little dash of that in too for flavour.
Yeah.
And because these panko breadcrumbs are really quite big and chunky, the nooch helped fill in all those gaps to make an even more tight crumb on the outside.
I love nooch. You can smell that.
You know what? Just because you said that, we're going deeper.
Awesome. Put it in there. You can never have enough nooch. Like
Never.
nooch and Tofutti Cream Cheese are a staple.
They are the staples. I'm going to add some salt and pepper in here because again, flavour.
I would never have thought to put that into the...
When it comes out, I want you to salt and pepper it again before you take a bite.
Oh.
You're going to learn today, friend.
I am learning a lot. Okay.
So we've got this. Are you seeing that? Thicken?
Yes.
If that's on camera, you can see it start to curdle. That's the good thickening action that we want. So if you can just look at my book and tell me what... Oh, we need more lemon juice in here.
Hang on.
It's a really good base for cupcake. It's a great way of making things bind, but also adding moisture.
Right.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So we're creating an initial layer of flour. Again, you could be a professional and use tongs or forks to do this, but
we're not.
We're little grubs. So we want to make sure, and especially if you've got some of that excess, put flour on that because we want that barrier. Just going to stop the filling going into the oil, because at no point does the filling or the jalapeno ever actually touch oil. That barrier is going to keep it nice and snug and just cook up.
Gotcha.
So I've got it flour covered, and all I do is dip it into my buttermilk. You can see it's nice and thick, and I want to make sure it covers every part.
Wow.
You can see you get a nice even covering, and then it's just, and I call this my safety net. Once it's in there, it's going to be fine. So cover it in these beautiful panko breadcrumbs.
Yep.
And if you really want a tight layer, just press it.
Yeah, right.
Press that on, and you just want to make sure that none of that's exposed.
Yep.
Any of that green, cover it back up. And that is a jalapeno popper ready for frying. I can't wait to see you nail that.
Look at that.
It's stunning. Safety zone.
Safety
We've
zone.
arrived. You're doing a fabulous job.
Thank you.
I've already forgotten which one you screwed up. No, it's that one, I can clearly see. And you can always dip it back into the milk and do another layer of the breadcrumbs if you really want that security of that layer hanging on. You know, I've told everyone I loved jalapenos for about 10 years before I ever had a fresh jalapeno. I was always having those briny ones, you know, the...
Oh! Now, how's that going to work?
Once it's fried, it will, so we can eat.
Right.
Would you like to show the people at home what a screwed up one might look like?
Yeah.
Because if we lower that gently into the fryer, that instant barrier will actually, hopefully, keep everything together. But that's only providing we get it into the fryer in the right condition.
Okay.
Right now, you seem like you're doing a great job. Okay, so we've had our oil on the heat for a little while. Jalapenos are ready to go, and I put some paper towels. So this is our setup for frying. What we need to know now is the oil hot enough? So if you've got a temperature gauge, if it's at 180 degrees, you're about in the right zone. But if you don't, some people recommend splashing water in. They're dumbasses.
Yeah.
Do not splash water into hot oil. You can put a bit of flour to see if it sizzles, which is not exact science, but it does work. I like to use the wooden stick. So if you've got a skewer or a wooden spoon, pop it in, and if you see bubbles starting pretty quickly, just to come off that wood, then you know your temperature's around the right zone. Okay. None of these are as exact as just having a temperature gauge, but it works for today's purposes. So, I'm gonna lower these in, starting with your little failure one, to hope that it all comes together, because the second the oil touches the outside, it's going to create an instant barrier. And hopefully it should stay sealed. Put it down there, there's 2. It's quite a small little pot of oil, so I might not put them all in to start. These are very diverse in their crumbing and style, so we'll see how we go. We want to fry these for approximately 3 minutes.
Amazing. Look at these.
Oof!
Yum. Have a look at that.
We've successfully made 6 jalapeno poppers. I think you
Even
did
with
bloody
my
well.
broken one.
Even your broken one made it.
It
So
did.
the glue technique worked.
Yes.
So let's just have a look, because some of them have started to ooze this beautiful filling out that you can see.
Yum.
So it's nice and crispy.
Yep.
You can see the green, so you're like, it's healthy. And then inside, the
It's
cheese
healthy.
is coming out.
All right, are we
So
going to eat one or not? Because I'm
those-
dying.
I recommend leaving them sit for 5 minutes because it may kill you. But let's try it. Let's just see. Let's try one of these.
All right. Do you think it'll be too hot inside?
We'll find out. Cheers.
All right, cheers. Oh my god! Ooh.
Yum though, right?
Mmm. Wow.
For me, this is the ultimate dish because it's too hot to really eat, but then we've filled it with the cream cheese, which is like the fire hydrant is inside the dish.
That is delicious.
You can use it with normal chilies as well, but jalapenos have that flavour that we all love. You can find it in Vegan Junk Food by Zachary Bird. Again, that's me. And you can get it on my website right now or globally in bookstores from September the something.
Alright, which one's mine?
No one defended the actual jalapeno poppers. So they're really, really hot. If you let them sit for 5 minutes at a dinner party, they're perfectly piping.
And they're not overly spicy.
I think we hit the right speed.
Yeah, my eyes watering.
Wow. You are
Amazing.
amazing. This is so good. I'm actually
You
gonna.
look, everyone. Oh,
Thank you, Zach.
thank you for having me, Bear Craving.
Awesome deliciousness. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to click subscribe and we'll see you again at the next episode. Yay!
Ow! It's actually called the placenta of the jalapeno, which I was banned from using that phrase in my book, but that is the scientific term.
What?
We're going to call it a membrane.
Who
Get the
banned you from
membrane.
that?
It is officially called the placenta of the chili. And that's where all the spices.
Well, you can say that on this show.
Well, get that placenta out of
I'm
here.
getting it out.